Welcome to another episode of Fossiliferous, and come back to Runswick Bay because after last time, why would I not? So we're going to have a look. I don't think there's going to be much, to be honest, but yeah, it's a big sea actually, so it's clicked over high tide. Tide's starting to go down now, and yeah, some quite rough waves, so I'm hoping it's possibly moved some of that seaweed in the bay where I was finding lots of dark nodules last time. But fingers crossed we'll find some good stuff. Who knows? Let's see. So yeah, a lot rougher than last time we were here. It was almost flat calm, but yeah, some good rakers coming in, so we won't be able to get round to Port Mulgrave this time, not with these waves this time certainly. My plan is actually to go the other way, so I'm just going to spend an hour or so here while the tide drops, and then we're going to head over to Kettleness hopefully, have a look at the Stratigraphy beds, we can find out over that way. So yeah, I'll get down on the beach, see if we can find some fossils. Now there's a bit of tide, but that looks like a nodule. Grab that. It looks like a nodule, that. Unfortunately it's not quite made it up this beach, because that would have been nice. Clear some of this away. It is quite a decent tide today, but it hasn't, so not much we can do about that. Yeah. I'll tap this nodule down in a minute. I'll just have a look along here, see if there's aught else, and then we'll head over the rocks. Tap for that as well. I don't think there's aught in that little nodule. Sorry about that, just a shell. Right, first nodule of the day. Let's see if there's aught inside it. A small one, so might not be out in it. Oh, there is a DAC in there, so we can see it going in there. Taking a little bit of the outer off. I guess it's all in there, so yeah, you can take that. But we'll splitting it further. Some big waves, and to be honest, it's partly what I wanted to see. So it's not washed all the seaweed away, which it's kind of pushed it up if anything, which is a bit of a pain, but what it has done, and when you see a big wave pulling back, almost got wet then, when you see a big wave pulling back, it's ripping away the shingles. So let's see if we can find one. Yeah, when it's drawing back like that, you can see it's properly scouring the shingles. They're shingles, I mean these little bits of shale are covering the ammonites up. So yeah, assuming it hasn't already been picked out, anything that fell with the shale, as long as it don't get dragged too far out to sea, there might be some good bits. You can see when it pulls back, look, properly exposing the rocks. Yeah, could be good, but it's going to be half an hour I think before we can get round there properly. Well, that's a big one. Wave upon a wave. Oh, yeah, I might just do a little bit of time-lapse filming while I'm waiting for the tide to go out. Oh, that's another big one there, look, 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 look. Oh. And it's dragging it all back with it. Oh, that's good, yeah. Oh, take it away. Yeah, look at that. Right, so we got round. There's not much in this actually, but I've just come to this section here. You can see there's a broken one there, nodule there. I'm going to tap. Oh, that's one in there. Look at that. That's a nice one. Broken one there. Oh, a nice one in there. See what else coming out of here. That looks like a nodule. Definitely worth the tap. Could be a nodule there. A very good one if it is. So yeah, not too much. Little nodule there again, very small. So yeah, I think since I was last here, the remainder of this cliff has come down. So you can see up there the overhang's gone. It's a lot higher than it was when I was here. So yeah, it's possible there isn't actually that much left here. So there could be some stuff once this tide goes out. There could be some stuff lurking. So we'll have to have a little look and see. You never know. Shame about that one, no middle, but hey ho. So, a few little nodules to tap at least. A couple more nodules here. Is it complete? Ooh, hard to say that one. I might have to tap that. Well, that nodule there. Again, another one to tap. Never know. If there's out in them or they're split nice, I'll show you. If not, I won't bother. Yeah. Definitely not loads. I was hoping for a bonus day, but maybe not. Yeah, we'll keep looking while the tide's going out. So you never know. A few more nodules might reveal. With that tide. Well, I think that might be a bit of lobster. It's not broken the best, but yeah, I'll take that anyway because I've got all the bits there. Remember to take that bit wherever that's flaked off from. Yeah, definitely look like legs to me. There's one. That how quickly that has been reduced down to a worn out shell of its former self. Worth a tap though. It'll possibly have a nice middle, but yeah, stuff doesn't hang around quick or hang around long. Down there maybe. That there. A bit of rock. Yeah, just looking through the pebbles. Not seeing a lot though, gotta say, not seeing a lot at all. So maybe it's already been picked or washed away or ground up by the sea, or maybe it's still under all that lot. Could be trapped under the seaweed. But yeah, there's definitely not loads of stuff, so oh well, might be time to go around the other side. It's time to go back the other way now, otherwise I won't have enough time to get round. So yeah, gonna go have a look at the grey shales. We'll see when it's low tide if there's any more time. We might come and have another quick look back, but probably think that's probably it. Not much find today, but you never know until you look. So yeah, got a couple of dacks out of it at least, so it's not all bad, but yeah, you just never know. Right, time to go the other way. So yeah, this is a bit of a long walking route, this one, unfortunately, but we're going to go around the corner and yeah, see if we can get to Kettleness. Maybe a bit beyond. We'll see what time and tide permit. But yeah, we'll see. You're gonna have a look at the tenny beds first. See if there's any nice tennies poking out. I'm hopeful with this this nice rough sea that there might actually be a few bits uncovered. But summer holidays, nothing is guaranteed in the summer holidays. Although I've not had a blank, not had a blank yet, so that's good. But we'll see what we can find. The sea is still up to here. This is a very flat beach, is Runswick Bay, which is quite cool. Gives me plenty of time to get past here. Yeah, busy. Right, let's get going. So, as I've probably said before, this middle part of Runswick Bay is all glacial till. And it's not until we start getting over there where we get the actual lias rocks. So the first bit is the jet rock, and the beds are tilting upwards, so as we go towards that end, basically what we're doing is uncovering older rocks. So we start at the youngest and move along to the oldest. We finally passed all the holiday makers and their dogs and children. I'm only joking. It's a lovely place to come on holiday, is Runswick Bay. Lovely place, and there's fossils as well. So yeah, well, we got to the end of the beach and the beginning of the grey shales. We're still on jet rock in this cliff here. You can see the jet rock slowly rising up out of the sea, and we just start on the grey shales. Just starting to poke out over that way, I think. Wow, it does look like some of the falls and slips have started to disappear, which in summer the shales dry out, especially the grey shales. When it's hot, they expand and break up and become really soft, and then the sea can wash away the bits very easily, so it doesn't take long for a cliff fall to disappear. Start seeing some of the nodules. So these are reddish nodules, so I'm guessing, yeah, if these are reddish nodules, that means this is the lower bed. So yeah, this bottom of the cliff will be grey shales, potentially with tennies in. Semicelatum above. So yeah, there's 6 beds of red nodules. None of them contain any ammonites, but then, in fact, we can probably see them there, look. So 1 bed, 2 bed, 3 bed, 4 bed, 5 bed, 6 bed will be about here somewhere. So yeah, so 6 beds, so somewhere around this section here is where we start seeing the Dactylioceras crosby, quite closely followed by the Dactylioceras clevelandicum, and then somewhere in this little bit of cliff here should be the bed that we want for good grey shales nodules, full of lovely tenuicostatums. In fact, it's a pretty continuous bed of round nodules, each containing an almost perfect Dactylioceras semicelatum, Dactylioceras tenuicostatum. We'll get there in the end. Yeah, that's the bed we want. Yeah, can't see any loose bits at the moment. I do usually see a few nodules poking out when they're above hand height. Certainly those will be just up there, probably semicelatum nodules. Yeah, there's a nodule there, definitely tennies and semis. That bit of cliff. Nice to see this bit stripped actually. You can see all the lower nodules certainly. I might do a grey shales beds t-shirt at some point, but there's a lot more beds and they're a lot thinner. So my diagram is a little bit more difficult to do. These are definitely the lower beds here. So you can see a few belemnites in there, which is common belemnites and shells. So there's a belemnite look, but no ammonites until we get a bit higher up. Alright, so wow, this really has been stripped back quite a bit. Really has, wow. So we'll have a little look round, see if we can find some nodules. Wheelie bird. Nice to see the red beds. I think when we get round the cliff you'll be able to see the stratigraphy better. Ooh. That looks like a semicelatum nodule to me. let us extracto. This stuff should be so soft. Big round nodule, there is a crack on it, so it's probably going to break. Might not be an ammonite in this, to be honest, but we'll see. So we'll find out if it's an ammonite in it. Come on. Sometimes I don't want to play. Definitely a semicelatum nodule. They're really hard. Well, there's something in there. It's not, whatever it is, isn't very well preserved if it is. Ammonite. Right here. Calcite vein. There's a little mash of stuff in there. So yeah, disappointing, never mind.
Well, we've tapered this round a little bit so it doesn't look quite so blunt here. It sort of blends in a bit more. This matrix is all over the place, so basically what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to texture this as well. It will probably look a lot better for it. Then we'll give it an aero braid and see what we've ended up with. She's had a blast in, a little bit of a touch up with a fine pen. There's not a lot more I can do with this, so we're going to give it a coating and see what it looks like. It's not going to be anything spectacular. Okay, there we go. That's the best I'm afraid I can do for it. On Semicelatum. Right, this is going to be the next one up. Get this tape off. I've had a quick look and actually glued a couple of little fragments back. It looks like quite a decent semicelatum, possibly. I'm going to keep this bit because it's got the shell on it. We might reattach that. And we're going to take some of this top matrix off and see what sort of condition this ammonite's in. Well, it appears to be there. It's very, very pyritic. We'll whip the cap off with a pen and then we'll see how big this is. Hopefully it'll be quite a nice one. It's just a pity about the shell missing off there. One or two bits.
Oh, I've got to say the teddy section's still not very good. It really does need some rock shifting. We need a big sea to clear the shale out, really. But you can see now the red beds. You can see are now in the cliff here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beds of red nodules. And down here, near the bottom, you do get some nodules which very rarely have ammonites in, so you get I think these nodules here, I think. So very rarely you get Lithoceros crushed in them, but also Protogrammoceros pultum. So this is like the different layers. So yeah, this is probably pultum subzone before you get to the Tenucrastatum zone, and then the Semicelatum zone or subzone, and then below here very shortly we're going to hit the Pleuroceros beds. It'll be quite a bit lower down actually, because I think the Pleuroceros beds are around here. So this is the Hawsker zone along here. Probably along here we might find the odd imprint of Pleuroceros. This is a pretty good bit of stratigraphy here, so yeah, this basal layer of shale here is the Hawsker zone. Now I've seen a few bits of negatives. That's a part of a negative there. There's probably been an ammonite in there as well. So again, you can see out the sun. You can see the negative there of a big Pleuroceros. So yeah, well, we've got that, and then we've got the Paltum zone. Now unfortunately we've got a little bit of shale here, but you can see the red nodules. So 6 layers of red nodules, and then above that we've got the area where Dactylius crosby comes out, then Dactylioceros crosby, Dactylioceros clevelandicum, and then above that we've got the Tenucrastatum zone. There's 1 or 2 nodules that are appearing. In fact, you can see the nodules better actually over on the hill over there. So you can see ready to pop down any minute. And then as we go a little higher, semicelatum nodules. Then we hit the jet rock, which is a little bit higher up. And then quite a way above that you see the brown layer at the top there. That's the Bifron zone with the Dax and Ildes in. So yeah, pretty good bit of stratigraphy. So I've found Dax here from the top layers. I've dropped down, and we do see tennies and semis as well. So yeah, just waiting for one to drop out the cliff, which they do occasionally, but not always when you want them to. Right, over the rocks, seeing as we've not found anything. Right, wow, we've made it to Kettleness beach now. So a lot of this material down here is from a big cliff fall a few years ago, but the base layers and the cliff there is the jet rock, and you can see these big nodules. I should have been wearing my t-shirt, but I'll tell you which ones they are. I think they're the millstones. They're the big spherical ones. Yeah, these are the big spherical ones. So if we keep going that way, we're going bolder. And in fact, look at these big ones here. Look at these. Wow. So yeah, big nodules. Huge. Could even be pseudo-vertebrae. Some of these in here. Oh yeah. Lots of nodules over the rocks, and the coast, just like inland as well, it's not even, so it is riddled with faults and uplifts and downy bits, uppy bits and downy bits, and hence it's this bit is not the same as over there. So we went jet rock and all the way to the Pleuroceras beds, and now we've come back to jet rock again, so it's dipped back down again. And yeah, so all that outcrop here and over there, and the scar as well when it goes out is jet rock. And then if you keep going out, eventually you'll find the semicelatum beds and the tennies eventually. So there's not a lot of sand here, which is interesting, a lot of rocks. So there can't be very much left in this bay, to be honest, because it's probably 4 years ago when we had the last decent fall here. So there's not much coming out of these rocks. If I do find anything now, it's normally sort of towards that end where there's still a little bit of slip and no cliff. Using my hammer again. Getting good at dropping that hammer on my toe. So yeah, and here we're just looking for the light grey rocks when they're dry, and go a bit darker when they're wet. But yeah, there's not much left. A few years ago I used to pick up quite a lot of dark nodules from here and Hildes, but yeah, definitely getting scarce now. Obviously needs a new fall to replenish, but when that will be, nobody knows. Yeah, this is I think the remains of what was fallen. So occasionally there's a nodule that comes out of this clay that's come from higher up. Yeah, it's usually Dax and Hildes that have come from further up the cliff. I'm not seeing anything today. Usually it needs quite a few successive big seas to wash this out. I mean, it's not even got as far as the cliff still here. You can see all this dry shale over here. So yeah, the sea hasn't reached the cliff yet. Even though it's a 5 metre tide, it's with a bit of swell. It's not a big one. But saying that, that swell is causing a bit of a problem, because I don't think we can get round there very easily yet. Might be dodging that little corner there. We'll see in a minute. bad as I thought, so we can get round here easy enough. Just got to watch the odd wave. Cross over this bit. Whoop-a. You can see even better this jet rock here. You can see the pyrite skin nodules. You can see the nodules in the cliff there as well. Pretty unmistakable when you see the jet rock. Kettleness waterfall is struggling a little bit. See how dry it's been. That is a trickle. It's normally gushing, is that? Normally gushing. So the bay's sandy this end, but looks a little better that end. Got a little seal there, having a snoozer. Having a right little dream is that one. Hey up, seal. I'll leave him alone to his snoozing. So, a few rocks showing here, so we'll have a look through these. And then we're going to have to see if we can get around that corner. Haha! Ah, looks like someone's put a new rope in at Kettleness. Going up the crack there. So you can go either side by the looks of it. You can go that side, or you can go that side. And there's even a rope over there, but that looks terrible, so yeah. I would choose that one. Yeah. Right, this end of the bay. We're back to teddy beds again, so we can see those red nodules again going up the cliff. 6 beds of those. So again, you can see we've gone from jet rock over there, jet rock in the cliff, and again it's rising up, so we get the porosity beds down at the bottom. 10 layers, and then now the jet rock's right up there, so it's again risen up as we go this way. So yeah, you see it's very up and down is the coast. Ooh. It's gonna be fun getting around this little bit here, but yeah, it definitely is quite high today, is the sea. That little bit of swell is keeping it high, but then suddenly it'll suddenly disappear because the wave height will go below the platform down there, and it will suddenly recede really quickly. But yeah, we'll try and get round if we can. Oh, spotted something there. Looks interesting. Whoa! It's a Blorosaurus. Blorosaurus Hawsker. It's a little bit crushed and worn on this side, but actually that side could be quite nice. Yeah, we shall have to see. Cool, lovely. So quite a way around the point now. Just before the shipwreck over there, there's a million birds. But look, our old friends, the red nodules again. So again, you can tell these are the lower beds of the grey shales. Again, those 6 red nodule layers, and then above there will be tennies. Can't see any nodules poking out, but be too high anyway. That'd be silly to knock them out of the cliff, so you might end up with a big lump of rock on your head. But there is a fault in this bay where the tenny beds shift up, and we get the tenny beds explode. That's where shift down actually. So suddenly the tenny beds come down to the level of the sea, and then we're into jet rock again. Up and down. It's definitely up and down. Yeah. But yeah, really not finding anything. I've got to say, a couple of Blorosaurus, and then yeah, it really hasn't been very good. But such is life. I had a good weekend, I can't complain. So I didn't get to film in the quarry. I did get some nice finds. I'll show you them when they're prepped. But yeah, a good experience it was. Again, big thank you to James Green for doing the organisation. But yeah, right. Wow, it's proper sanded over this bit, but the fault you can see is just here. You can see this line in the rock here, that is the fault. There you go from, it's quite low down to, yeah, again we're in the red nodules, so from being in the cliff over there, they're now in the base, somewhere around here. Is bed 18. Far away from here anyway. Yeah, it's very sanded over. Oh well. Oh, there we go. First stack for this stretch. Yeah, won't be in there, will that? It's a bit rough on the outer wall. Let's hope there's a nice middle.
Well, we've got a few problems with this one. The preservation of this outer chamber seems to end here. There doesn't seem to be anything beyond this at this point. It may continue. Well, it obviously does continue because this is part of the mouthboard of the ammonite. Now, this isn't really preferable as such, but with this preservation missing here, we've got two choices really. Chuck it in the bin, or I can trim all this lot back to here and have that size ammonite if the rest of the centre's alright, which is the option I'm going to go for. I'm just going to see how much is missing here by bringing this rock back. If it's only a couple of ribs, then I'll continue and repair it. If it's more, then we'll remove the outer chamber. Right, well it's clearly not preserved round here. You can see that the chamber is preserved on the inner edge a bit. There's nothing on the outer edge and nothing on the top of the side of the whale. So I'll remove this and then we'll take that back to here and see what happens. That's about all I can do really. Well, we have an ammonite. The outer chamber from here to here was non-existent. I'm going to remove this in a few minutes and then I'll call it a day, I think. Very, very soft, horrible calcite coating on this. But hopefully we will get something out of it now. I mean, I'd already cut about 1 inch or so off of this body chamber from here. I don't know what's caused that, to be honest, other than possibly the way it was preserved. The pyrite here is a hell of a lot harder than the pyrite anywhere else on it. So whether that's got something to do with it, I don't know. Right, well that's more or less set the depth of the ammonite. I might go a little bit more, but we still need to level up the matrix a bit better. It needs to come down a bit more around here, around there. Well, that's a job for tomorrow. I'm absolutely roasting yet again. You can see, actually by looking at it, on this outer chamber, it stops there. There's no outer calcite line where the chamber would have run. And then it starts again here and runs round to the air, well, about here. Yeah, unusual that, the way that particular piece was missing. Next job, we'll level the matrix, flatten it out a bit. It will probably clean up alright, that. It's not going to be the best, it's not going to be the worst. But I'm just going to cut the mouth border, I think, then we'll call it a day. It's ridiculously hot in here at the moment.
Seen what might be a monster dack. Could be a monster, or it could be knackered. Let's have a look and see. Ooh, probably knackered. Oh, well, I'm gonna have to tap it and see. You never know. It might be a middle. Another one over here. Look. Again, just a bit worn to be bothering with. Yeah, that's a shame. Funny, sometimes you just find a patch of nodules. It's worth having a little look. Because there could be some more. I really thought that that one was all going to be there, but I was wrong. Very wrong. Might be worth a little tap. Sure, well that is very unusual. Look at that, Eleganticerus keel. Definitely a nodule to tap, is that? Again, this bit of rough sea might have just stirred things up a little bit, so yeah, you never know. Could just be enough to show there's some nodules here. Don't see much else, so we'll give these a tap. Totally empty. hard this is. It's probably empty too. Back anyway. No, it's a phragmocone or a coprolite. Okay, let's see if this has got a middle. Nothing. Totally horrible and mouldy. Horrible. Totally horrible. Right, let's get across the rocks. There's a seam of jet there. Look at that, looks good quality stuff as well, so I might have a little dig at that. Well, I've got a couple of pieces out, but the jet was so thin it wasn't really coming out as a lump. So, sticky. So yeah, let's see if we can find some ammonites in this bay. There's usually a few, but again, it's summer, nothing is guaranteed. It could be rubbish. So far, it's not looking good. Nodule, maybe it's worth tapping. It's a bit small really, that one. But there's a DAC. No middle. Nodule there. Oh, well that's better. Could be a double. That's alright, we'll take that one. Could be a double. In my pocket. I'll be out in that, I don't think. Usually this time of year there's just piles and piles and piles of nodules around here that have been cracked open. I don't think so. This is one location where the nodules, even the nicest nodules, don't split with a hammer. They do prep very well with a pen, but hammer wise, it's just no, they don't prep at all. This is something interesting. Ooh, but I'm gonna give that a tap, you never know. Might be a bit of a middle. I think I'm being a little bit hopeful there though. Very hopeful. I think that's knackered as well. Yes it is. Oh. So yeah, it's been a very hard day today. A very hard day. Nodule there. Tapped. Yeah, very hard day. Oh, nodule down here. That's not tapped. Ah, yeah, we got one. Might be a bit crushy. Can't quite tell. But we'll go this way. There you go, you can see it now. Not the best. But there's just not a lot to be found. Sometimes that is the way of things. Sometimes there just isn't a lot to be found, and no matter how hard you look or how good you are, you don't find a lot. So today is one of those days. I've not had one of these days for quite a long time. I've had some really good days, to be fair, over the last few weeks, especially in summer, but today is a difficult one. So I mean, it's not an empty-hander, we have found stuff, but yeah, not a lot to show for a lot of walking. So yeah, the way it is sometimes. Oh, there we go, that one's got one in. Have to go this way again so the camera picks up the light. If you can see that, but there's a keel, yeah, just there. Yeah, it's a good old trek to get here from Runswick, so time to head off back, and you never know, low tide, there could be some okay on the way back for us. Spotted this nodule I don't think there's one in that one, but there is one in that one. Yeah, it's all there. A bit worn, but a dack it is. Yeah, not too bad. Sometimes you can find the odd one washed in amongst all the rocks. There we go, look. Perfect little chiseler. It's only small, but get your chisel in there, that'd be a lovely little split. Nice. Yeah, just walking along the rocks, and look at that one. That's almost perfect. Oh yeah. Nice. Look at that. I saw one down there as well. I think I found another one down here actually. Oh yeah. There we go. Another one there. Very nice. The sea's been doing its work. Okay, so back in Runswick Bay, just past the tenny beds there behind. Just walking through the lot of seaweed about still. It's all on this side of the beach this time. So yeah, just walking through the piles of seaweed on the sand, and yeah, another 10 minutes hike maybe to get back to Runswick. So very uneventful trip back from Goldsborough. Really nothing of well, nothing to be honest. just nothing. So way it is, summer holidays. Obviously it's just been the wrong weather. Obviously not hot enough to bake the shales and make it tinkle down. I noticed that actually there's hardly anything coming off the cliffs today. Probably too dry to actually wet the shale and bring it down. Just enough moisture to keep it all together. Big sea, I was a bit hopeful we would get some more nodules, but again, you know, summer holidays, the beaches have been scoured for 5 weeks, so there's not a lot to move around. So we need some big winter storms, we need some cliff falls, and then we'll start seeing some more good fossils coming out. But in the meantime, we still come out because, you know, summer can be good, as I did last week. You know, a lovely fresh fall at Runswick produced loads of nodules, and really nice stacks. This weekend just gone, a lovely big Lithoceras at Eep down in Dorset. So you can find stuff in summer, it's good, but yeah, sometimes you can't. So rough with the smooth. Don't remember the good days if they're all good, but yeah. So Runswick Bay, just in the distance, all the lights are coming on. I love this time. You know, summer evenings when we're coming into autumn, fantastic. It always does feel like, you know, you get to autumn time or end of summer holidays, beginning of autumn, end of summer, and nights start getting earlier, and yeah, you think, oh, it's been a good year already. And there's still some of it left, some good trips to come up, some good fossiling adventures, and yeah, still plenty of the year to go. So I've got a few trips sketched out already. I think I'll be going to Dorset again at least once, probably in December. Maybe one or two other things as well if they come up. We'll see if they work out, or they might get pushed back to next year. I've got a French trip to plan, hopefully, if we can still collect at Vache Noire, etc. So yeah, and I've got loads of fossils to come back from prep over the next few months, including some from January, so they should be ready soon as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing those, because there's a big Microdoroceras block and a Ziff from Lyme side of Charmouth Beach that I collected in January, which hopefully will be ready. No doubt some more amazing pieces as well that Mark will have done me. So yeah, lots to look forward to. channel's growing, lots and lots of people subscribing. So yeah, hopefully you're enjoying the videos. If you do, yeah, leave us a like, leave a comment, always good. Or if you're not subscribed, click that subscribe button, it's free, doesn't cost you anything, just means you get notification of when the videos come out. Right, almost there, almost there. Right, till next time, see you soon.